Hello everybody, I'm Storm here, and welcome back to Factorio. In the last episode, we moved our automation facility for producing science from over here, where we were hand feeding everything, to over here, where we are now pulling resources off of the belts from the smelting area that we set up previously. So we are now creating beginning level circuits, we're creating, belts and gears and red science, or science pack 1s. And so we need to continue working on expanding that. We need to start getting science pack 2s. But they require that we make inserters. And the inserters can only be built in the assembly machine 2s. The assembly machine 2s require the basic electronic boards. And basic electronic boards require solder and basic electronic components. Solder requires resin and solder plate. Resin is made from wood. Solder plate is made from lead and tin. Basic electronic components needs tin to copper wire, so that needs tin and copper. And it needs carbon, which we're going to have to make from coal. So we have a bit of a process ahead of us to get that up and running. But we need tin and lead to kind of get started, which we're not making that just yet. Now, the other thing that we were thinking about working on is getting some wood production up and running, because right now we're just hand feeding wood into this assembly machine for making our circuits, which is not the ideal situation. We want to be making wood in some way. Now, what I had intended to do was to use the Angel's bioprocessing and use the arboretums. But those also need the basic electronic boards. They also need steel plate, which we're not making any of now. We could correct that. We actually probably should start making at least some amount of steel plate. But I also started looking into this. In order to make raw wood in an arboretum, we need tree seeds and soil. Tree seeds require more soil. And right now, if I do a search for soil, we have no recipe for making soil. I did a little bit of investigating into it using my recipe explorer. And if we search for soil here, soil needs mud and compost. Mud is created by the washing technologies, which we don't have yet. Compost is created from fermentation base, which is created from corn and fruits, which come from gardening, which we don't have unlocked at all. So this is going to be an extremely involved and complex process. Now, we do eventually want to use it, but for what we're going to be doing right now, it's kind of way over our head at this point. So, while I had intended to not use Bob's greenhouse mod, we're going to have to use it. At least initially, just to kind of get ourselves off the ground. We do eventually want to switch over to using Angel's arboretums, because I think they're more productive. They make more stuff. Those are more efficient overall, and also there's going to be a lot of other products that we're going to be making in that process, so it's all going to be kind of interconnected. But for now, we just need something. I just need some source of wood, and this is going to be a source of wood other than walking around chopping down trees and manually feeding the assembly machine. So we're going to work on that, and it's coming along really quick. Alright, what we really need now is to get the mines up so we can make tin and lead. And I need another electric mining drill, which I need some wood. There we go. Alright, we finished that. We could go for washing. We could go for steel processing. This allows us to make steel plate. We want that. Now, one issue here is that in order to make tin, we're going to need bopmonium, which is right here, which is buried under this forest. So we're going to have to clear some space here for our mines. And I'm not going to sit here and work on clearing this entire patch. I'm going to have to at some point, because this is our only source of bopmonium at the moment. Alright, steel processing is done. Let's see, what do we want to go for next? We got silos and warehouses. Radars. Oh, radars. Yeah, we definitely want radars. Alright. Oh, we have a natural gas deposit here. I was kind of wanting to put the belts heading north. But it looks like I'm going to have to belt it out the side to the west and then head north. Just kind of the way the patch works out. One of these, between some of these episodes, I'm going to have to come in here and really clear this up. Alright, but that should be good for now. Alright, we can actually dump you there. Let's go ahead and set 4 mines. Alright, we're also going to have to crush. I think for now we're going to go with just 2 crushers each. So we need 4. And I gotta find a way to get some electricity here. I'm out of electric poles. Alright, so let's then go ahead. Oh, I'm going to be careful about that. There's a garden right here. Gotta make sure I don't accidentally trample on that. Alright. So rubite here is what we use to get lead. So I'm going to go ahead and start up a small rubite mine. Alright. Guess we kind of bring it over here and run it up the belt. There we are. And then we can probably take this and run it across here for the time being. There we are. Now, rubite has a hard mining time of 2.5 and a hardness of 1.75, so it takes a while to mine. Same thing for bopmonium, so these mine rather slow. Alright, radars are finished. Water treatment 2, washing. We are going to need that eventually. Large area mining drills, warehouses, garden processing. I've never really done much with Angel's bioprocessing. Just kind of a quirk of the games that I've played. I've never really had an opportunity to utilize it. So I really want to do some stuff with it, but I have really no idea what I'm doing as far as any of this stuff. Yeah. Alright, well, let's get stuff crushing. Come on, we have 3. No, we have 4. Yeah, over here. Couple of crushers. And we'll do a couple of crushers here. Oh, we need a bunch more inserters. Okay. Add in some extra electricity. Now, do I want to use opposing? Not opposing. Do I want to set these up to drop on the belt in different spots? Yeah. Crushed Bob, crushed Bob. Let's set you guys up to drop near. There we go. And we're just gonna belt this stuff this direction. Give them some power. Let's feed them some ore. Make sure they're crushing rubite. Kind of get this all set up. Same deal. Control E and change their offset so they hit the near side of the belt. Make sure we fill the belt up. And then let's... Oh, wrong way. There we go. Get the belt going here. Now... I want to kind of bring things over to where we're currently doing our smelting. Because it's just going to be convenient. Kind of have everything going on in the same place. So I'm going to bring both these belts. How many belts do I have left? I have a bunch. Bring them over here. I'm going to need some underground belts, and I'm going to need some splitters. Alright, garden processing is done. Farming. Basic farm, composter, bioprocessor, soil, fertilizer. Let's grab all this stuff. And then I'm going to have to figure out how it all works. let me grab some more iron. And actually, we should go ahead and set up the steel. And what I'll do is this. See, how do I want to do it? We're going to use a splitter. I'm going to belt this down here. I'm going to put a splitter on the iron line. We're going to set up a couple of... Oh, actually, the furnaces need to be down here. I'm going to remove that light. Alright, for the time being, we're just going to put the steel plates in chests. Alright. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to set up 2 splitters. Like this. And we're going to set this up so that we have output priority for stone to that side. And same thing here, output priority for stone to this side. So that when I feed that in there, stone gets separated off. There we go. And I'm going to bring stone this way. Use another pair of underground belts, which I'm actually going to need some more underground belts. Let's go ahead and make those. And I need more normal belts. Oh, actually, I probably should have grabbed it out of there. Hold on. I have a box with some belts still in it. Right there. Let's grab the whole thing. Alright, now I could side load this by doing this. Right? That'll work. But that's not quite as effective as if I just used a balancer to move everything over. Alright, farming is done. Now, all of this stuff we can't do yet. Let's go ahead and grab... Let's grab fluid handling, which is going to give us storage tanks for fluid. Now, can I get all the way across there? No, I can't. So that light will have to move over there. Well, that works. Let's come all the way up here. I think that for the time being, I'm going to have to just side load it. for now. Alright. So that works. Alright, now for the actual rubite and bobmonium. We are going to have to do something else here. Let's see. Because if we want to do the greenhouses, we're going to need glass. And how we get glass is we need silicon ore. Now, where do we get silicon ore? We go to map, we go to bobmonium. So we get silicon from bobmonium. So, but we don't get it by just directly smelting it. We actually have to do another process. We have to use an ore sorting facility to split the crushed bobmonium into silicon ore and tin ore. Now, do we have the ability to make filter inserters? Yes, we do. But fluid handling, press T. Okay. Fluid control. There we go. So now we have our ore sorter, which is a very large piece of equipment here. And we want to set it to sort crushed bobmonium. And we get 3 things. We're going to get slag, we're going to get tin ore, and we're going to get silicon ore. Now, this gets a little bit tricky. Let's go ahead and feed some crushed ore into it. Now, we're not actually going to be using this for our tin. At least, not completely anyway. We really need to just get some of this silicon ore, which is otherwise known as quartz, for making glass. So, what we're going to do is, can we make... Hold on, let me just see something. Glass. We can use a metal mixing furnace, which we actually want to do. We want to use metal mixing furnaces. I'm actually going to make 2 of them. And I'm actually going to make another crusher. And you'll see why in a moment. So, metal mixing furnaces. If we drop them right there. Oh, actually, let's put them... No, that's fine. Is unlike just a normal furnace, right, which we just dump stuff in and things happen. In metal mixing furnaces, we actually have to specify a recipe that we're going to be using. So we're going to say you're going to make glass, and you are going to make tin plate. So that if we take an inserter and say like that, then those inserters will only pull what these are requesting. So, well, this one will only pull tin, this one will only pull silicon. So we don't have to actually use filter inserters here, which we don't have the stuff to make yet. So, we are going to need to feed these guys some fuel. Actually, let's do it like this. Feed that fuel. And then we're going to use some boxes. And we're going to set up some long inserters. I mean, I could use the normal long-handed inserters. But, it's more efficient to do things this way. Alright, so what we're going to want to do is we want them to drop here. And actually, one thing I've found is that when you have an inserter that it has two different lengths on both sides, it tends to kind of like stretch, and that actually makes its animation longer. So if we make it long on both sides, it should maintain the same speed. And because it's a 2x2, it should still be able to pull out of there. So it should be alright. Now, this is still not moving because we have to do something with this slag. And the only thing that we can really do with slag right now actually crushed. Wait a minute. There is. We have crushed stone from slag. So we should be able to crush it. Let's go ahead and grab ore silos. Ore silos and warehouses. So silos and warehouses are basically just giant boxes that will store enormous amounts of material. So they're really nice to have. Alright. You, ore crusher, are gonna sit here. We're gonna tell you we're gonna make crushed stone from slag. We're gonna feed you that slag. And then I'm actually going to do something like this. It's going to be a little bit goofy. It's going to be just a tad silly, but that'll work. And then we need an inserter that drops to its left. There we go. And let's go for warehouses. Alright, so that's making some tin and glass on the side. But for the time being, we need to bring these guys through. And we need to set up a direct crushed smelting area for these guys. To mass produce our tin and lead. For the time being. We're going to have to make a full-on proper ore, you know, processing and sorting facility at some point. But, well, we're really starting to choke that belt, aren't we? Alright, so what we're going to do is we are going to open up our blueprint book. Here, we're going to grab a new blueprint. And I'm going to set up a blueprint for what we're going to want. No, not that. We actually wanted to include those poles. Oh, actually, that's not enough either. There we go. We want both belts. There we go. Just call it a basic smelter. And actually, let's just make ourselves a blank blueprint book as well. And then we can drop that blueprint in the blueprint book. Alright, so what the blueprint does is kind of let us decide where we're going to put something. So we might want to put it like here. No, because the ore needs to go on the inside belt. Alright, like that. And it kind of ghosts it onto the map. And then what we can do is it gives us a guide for how we're actually going to build this. So we bring the rubite up here. We're going to need some... I need some fuel. So I'm going to have to get a little funny here with this. And we're going to need some more of those underground belts. Now, one thing you'll learn about me is that I don't always make all the neatest of bases. I do tend to spaghetti my belts a lot, and don't even get me started on pipes. We don't need that. We can grab here. So don't expect the neatest of bases if you're going to be watching me play. Alright, let's see. There we are. So the power poles, lights, so that we can see what we're doing at night. And then inserters, which we're going to need more of those. Probably a bunch more of those. For fuel. And then drop long. And actually, we're going to make them long on both ends. Oh, that's right. We actually want to set these up so you drop on the near side of the belt. Alright, you're going to be long. You're going to be long and drop on the near side. going to drop on the near side. Drop on the near side. There we go. So now we are making quantities of tin and lead. And that cut off my power. There we go. Alright, so with tin and lead, we can start making tinned copper wire and solder plate. And then we're going to need carbon, which we're going to have to process some coal to get carbon. Which we might do that up here. We have some room to work on it over here. We may actually need to expand the coal mine a little bit. We'll see. And I may need to expand or do something with the crushed stone. We'll have to see. Alright, but we are a bit long here, so we're going to end this episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.